Okay.
Because this is episode 137 of Seddy Bimco, Part 2, The Revenge. We're going to talk...
Yes.
Oh, and Kevin Kablasto is still here. George is at the Miami Book Fair.
We got snowed in. Here we are a week before...
Oh, yeah, you got snow.
Yep, a week before Christmas.
So we are still touring the United States, but I'm not being so hard on Mr. Kablasto, and he chose a movie from California, because California is so big. We're going to do 2 movies in California. And we're going to talk about... You want to say?
Yeah. Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Yay, yay. I can't do Kermit's.
I just thought that was you trying to show any emotion, period. So, struggling.
Before we get there, I have an age-old question about revenge.
This is why people tune in.
So listen, did the frog who gave the supermodel a ride across the river, gave the supermodel a ride on
that classic tale
on his back across the river, ever get revenge on her for wearing sharp stiletto heels that poked his back and were very painful? And he yelled at her and said, "Why'd you do that?" And she said, "Sorry. It's in my nature."
That's good.
But he rolled around so much in the water because it's so painful that her purse came open and her pet scorpion fell out onto the frog and it stung the frog and they both sunk. They both died.
Oh my God, that was the clumsiest. I thought you were going somewhere good with that. That was the clumsiest.
It's Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge. The show where we create revenge sequels that nobody wanted.
So I'm Tim Hamilton.
I'm Kevin Kablasto.
Kevin Kablasto.
Again.
Kevin Kablasto, frequent shopper at Needle Drop Records in Rochester, New York.
Yeah, that's right. So at what point, because I get asked this by people who listen.
Just people on the street?
Yes, people on the street. At what point am I no longer a guest if I just keep showing up?
You're a co-host.
Okay. Wow.
Do you want that?
I don't know. It's a lot to think about.
Do I have to rewrite every website? That's why I just have to add you the websites.
Yes.
Is that all you want?
Sure.
You're not on some of them.
That's all I wanted for Christmas.
You'll be our new IT person. And
God.
You go add your name to all the websites. I'll let you do that.
You don't listen.
I know what I want to ask you since we talk about movies.
Oh, we do?
I suggested you watch Audition.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And you did watch it.
I did watch it.
And you liked it.
The perfect holiday film. I did watch Audition, and I never thought I'd say this. So anyone who listens to this podcast knows that Tim has terrible taste in movies. But it's a clever ruse. We sacrifice ourselves for you.
Right.
In that he actually has really good taste in movies outside of this, surprisingly. Listen to the Harold and Maude episode of Movie Mixtape. Mm-hmm. But with Dirk and Marcy. And occasionally Mikey P. But anyway.
Shout out.
So, yeah, Audition I watched, and I actually had a copy of it and just was honestly kind of scared to watch it. I thought it was going to be like torture porn, for lack of a better term.
A little bit was. But
it was, but I was okay with it.
Okay.
It wasn't, I don't know. It was manageable.
Did you jump when she was on the phone? You didn't jump at all?
I don't jump ever.
Okay.
But I know what you're talking about.
I went to see this at the SAC.
Yeah.
I saw this at the theater because it came out when you couldn't look at your phone and say, "Oh, it's playing."
Yeah.
I remember reading in the weekly paper that From Hell came out, the movie.
God.
And I told my friend, "Hey, I read this graphic novel. Let's go check out the movie."
That movie is that's also
I've heard it's
where
terrible.
It was created. Yes. Yeah.
So we go there and I'm like, "Oh, it's not out yet. How about this movie Audition?" So we just went in. We just were there. We'd gone all the way to Times Square. We just watched that. It was like half-empty theater.
Also, I love that you're saying we. I'm guessing
my friend. I said my friend.
Oh, okay.
I went with my friend.
Oh, sorry.
And half-empty theater, and a lot of people were screaming during the what you would call a jump shot.
I guess it's okay if you're going to see From Hell and you saw this because. Versus like, oh, the new Muppet movie is out, and then you say, oh, what's Audition?
Was that out at the same time?
They do auditions in the Muppet Show, so it should be the same audience,
right?
No, I just mean like the Audition's
if it was
a pretty intense movie.
It is.
I enjoyed it a lot, though. Like, I could see myself showing Megan, actually. I think she'd like it.
Okay.
If I'm being honest. She's into...
Critters 3. She's into that.
Well, yeah. she made us... Well, not made us, but I had a pile of movies, and she picked Critters 3. So we watched that. It was my first time watching it. It's the one with Leo.
Does he get killed, or is he like a hero kid?
He's a hero kid.
All right.
It's not really much of a spoiler. But maybe we'll do Critters 3 for the show. Maybe not. It was weaker than 1 and 2, but I do want to watch 4 because it really did end with a big literal to be continued on the screen.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Leo didn't come back for that, probably.
No, Charlie is the only character that I think is in all 4. Yeah.
Did you get my little note to watch?
Yes, I did.
Did you watch?
All right.
Girls Want to Have Fun, the video, and stop it at the 41-minute mark, 41-second mark?
Yes, I did.
What did you see? I
caught it before. Well, I caught it naturally without realizing I was at the 41-second. I saw a box of cereal. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the brand. Very common, like Kellogg's, or like shredded wheat, or
it's the one where they put a different face on there because there's a little girl.
Yes, and it was just someone pulled that on a string and tipped the box over.
Isn't that a weird detail?
It is.
I've thought that since the very first time I've seen it. It's the main thing I remember about that video.
It's very weird and doesn't make sense with anything else.
No, it doesn't.
Also, do you want to have your mind blown?
Yeah. Who was on the cereal box?
No.
Okay.
It's a yes or no question, too.
I do want to have it blown.
Okay. This is my first time ever watching that music video.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Did you watch it the whole way through?
Yeah. I did.
Isn't that weird that she went out in the streets and got an old guy to follow her home with all her kid friends?
No, that's normal for the time.
That was the 80s.
That's what you do. Yeah, that's how you find a mate.
Do you know what the last scene was homage to?
I don't even remember what the last scene was.
Yeah, you didn't watch it all.
I watched it like 20 minutes ago.
It's where the room fills up with people until the door falls open. That's from Marx Brothers' Night at the Opera. You never saw this movie?
Oh, funny. I was watching... I have a box set... I honestly do have a box set of the Marx Brothers films. So no, I haven't watched that one yet. I was watching whatever one where they're on a boat. That's the one that I was watching most recently.
They are on a boat on Night at the Opera, but they're also on a boat in one of their early films.
Okay.
It's about being on a boat. They play cards with Margaret Dumont.
Well, they start off hiding in barrels. They're stowaways.
Monkey Business you watched.
Yeah, okay. I watched Monkey Business. Then.
You're talking to an expert here.
Yeah, a lot of. I didn't know you were a Marx Brothers expert. And also,
I'm an expert.
Also, a lot of boats, I guess, in Marx Brothers films.
Yes, wow.
I mean, and also people can't see this because there is no video aspect to this, but now it explains your drawn-on mustache.
Yes,
I thought it was 3 Hitler mustaches, but yeah, it makes a lot more sense. So,
watch out for some something kind of racist in Date the Races. Mm-hmm. And then watch out for some more racist stuff in The Big Store. Watch out for some pretty racist stuff in Date the Circus.
I think it would be easier if you told me which Marx Brothers films were not racist at this point. This movie was filmed in Frogtown, and the capital is Hobopolis.
Oh, okay.
It's known for its stunning lily pad skyscrapers and the annual Frog Festival.
But is Frogtown a state? You're saying?
No, Frogtown is a. It's one of the. It's a location. Yes. What is Guam?
Guam is a territory.
Yeah, this is a territory.
Oh, Frogtown is a territory of the United States.
Exactly.
That's right.
I love how you set up this entire everything and then you blew it. Okay. The state flower is the marsh marigold, thriving in Frogtown's damp environment.
Nice.
The official language is Rabbitish. It's a rare dialect, but English is also widely spoken. State motto is leap forward, never croak. Yep.
I thought the language would be crocacious.
That's good too.
That's not good.
No, I just said it's good, so just accept it.
Do they have a cooking show with Betty Croker?
I like that. One of their large exports is hops. Both beer and literal frogs. Just export frogs.
They eat breakfast at IHOP? That's that what they do?
Yes.
Okay.
That's good too. Let's see. I'm trying to see if anything else actually stands.
Did they have a trolley car?
Yes. What year was it?
You're looking at the facts. I don't know.
Okay.
Probably 1869.
1867, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, and then it's also the birthplace of Mark Twain.
I thought so, because he wrote a story about frogs.
He did.
This inspired him.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We almost mistook this for the territory of Toaden, but we just realized because we thought it was Toad Town, but the N had fallen off their sign. That's all. So
it's
actually Toaden.
Often made mistake.
Oh, the Frogtown flag. I looked it up.
Okay.
It's a pretty silly frog. It has a frog with a shovel, and another frog is eating the flies off the dead human that the other frog has just killed, I guess, with the shovel.
Oof.
Frogtown.
Oof. We went dark, folks. Sorry. But listen, Frogtown is not a friendly place.
No, it's not.
As we all know.
No humans. Well, humans can go there.
Also, at the end here, because this is our holiday episode, I don't want to spoil much, but I will talk a little bit about how this is a Christmas movie.
Oh, back up. Hey, this is our holiday episode. Do you hear the jingle bells in the background?
Yeah, and also the menorah being lit.
Yep.
And also all the other things that happen.
The lights that celebrate the winter solstice.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Okay, now let's move on to the episode.
And Stonehenge. I don't know much about all the other religions. Just assume.
What are we going to talk about after this? Okay. All right. What were you talking about, or did I ruin it?
No, we can talk about how this is. Well, here we go. This kind of goes with the synopsis.
Wait, are we moving on to the movie? You want to talk about the movie? So this movie, I have one thing to say.
Go ahead.
And then I'll say nothing else the whole time.
I was going to say, I hope you have more than one. But yeah.
I placed my movies in time as far as how long before or after Star Wars. This came out 11 years after Star Wars.
Okay.
This 1 year before Batman movie, right?
The original Batman.
88. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to read the synopsis, or you get one? No?
I mean, I have a comparative way that this is a Christmas movie.
Oh, okay.
But
well, don't you want to tell people the synopsis before you tell them how it's like a Christmas movie?
It kind of goes with the synopsis.
Go.
I will let you do your synopsis. Okay, fine.
In the late 20th century, a large-scale nuclear war ends in a nuclear holocaust. In the aftermath, Earth has become a post-apocalyptic wasteland where, due to fallout, most humans have been rendered sterile, and as a result, the government places a high priority on those who can still breed. Additionally, humanity now shares the planet with a race of mutant amphibians whom the government has exiled to the desert and prohibited from possessing firearms. And if I don't forget, I'm very angry in this movie. Some guy talks to the frog. He goes, hate these reptiles. I'm like, no, it's an amphibian. It says right here in the synopsis, amphibian. Anyway.
If that's the only part that annoys you about this movie.
That's the only thing that annoyed me about this movie.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
And that it was directed by Don Jackson. He's got lots of other movies like Demon Lover, I Like to Hurt People, Rollerblade, Rollerblade Warriors, Taken by Force, Rollerblade 7, The Legend of the Rollerblade 7, and Return to Frogtown, actually, yeah.
Are there really 7 Rollerblade movies?
That's not 7. Return to Rollerblade 7? It's just the name. There's like 5 Rollerblade movies, and I think I might have to watch 1 or 2 of these.
If there's only 5, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Jeez. Hey.
Do you know of any of these? Have you seen these?
No.
Oh, wow.
But now I need to.
Well, that's what I know about him.
Did you do the synopsis?
Yeah.
You finish?
I did.
I blacked out. It's all this eggnog.
Wake up.
Yeah, okay.
Eggnog already?
Yeah, well, we
save it for tomorrow.
Okay, so
you hear those jingle bells?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
See,
they're going in here.
Add it in post.
Roddy Piper's in this.
Yeah, that's good. You know what else he was in?
They Live. They Live.
Sure, but also in 2010 he was in Rowdy Roddy Piper Fights Childhood Obesity.
Was he?
Yes.
Did you watch that?
No, but I need to. It has an 8.8 on IMDb. So
well, I assume that was an infomercial. Is it not?
I don't know if it's an infomercial as much as it is informative media. It could have been shown in health class. Because in 2010, Rowdy Piper's at the height of his career. I think he died within 5 years of that. Unfortunately, I think he died in 2015.
That's sad.
It is.
Yeah, I know nothing about wrestling, so I don't know anything about what he did in wrestling.
I believe he was Rowdy.
Yes, yeah. He was not Hulk. He was Rowdy.
Yeah.
He was not the Sheik.
Yes, the Iron Sheik. Yeah.
Who else was he not?
There was
Haystack.
Calm Charlie Crothers.
Okay.
And then there was Rowdy Roddy Piper. So there's, it was his nemesis. So come over and fight me. Couldn't we just sit and, do a puzzle instead? So that was the classic bit from wrestling.
So
yes.
Yeah. You still want to tell me something?
Yeah. So
I don't know what it is.
The way that this movie is like a Christmas movie.
Oh, you're doing it now?
Yeah.
You don't want to save it for the end so people stay around?
I'll save it for the end.
Make people stay. Dirk Feelgood, you got to wait till the end to hear this comedy gold coming out of Kablasto and me.
It's like it's very good. That's what I'll say. No.
So did you want to talk about the movie? Let's move on.
Yes, Tim. That's the only reason I'm here.
We started with a voiceover, which I don't like. Don't like that. Just show us the story, right? You agree?
I don't think the budget could afford showing us the story, but yeah.
Well, it's right there. They got it.
The voiceover is the synopsis.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But voiceover, that's what ruined Blade Runner.
I was just going to say Blade Runner. Okay.
Voiceover.
Yeah.
That's what ruined Wizard of Oz, right?
Well, wait. Star Wars is crawling text. Is that
That's
better?
not a voiceover.
Okay.
Think of the Zapruder film, how the voiceover ruined that. They take it off. You see it today, it's silent.
Yeah, that's true. What
Anyway.
a lovely day. A lovely day for no one to get hurt. Yes.
Who is that? Someone from Minnesota that came?
Yes, that's Zapruder.
He's German. That's right.
Yeah. Well, Germany is part of Minnesota.
So.
Yes.
So I don't know. Opening. I don't want to hog this. You like this movie?
No.
Okay. Oh no, you don't.
So here's the story. I watched this movie once in the background as I was doing other things, and I'm like, yeah, that was a good movie. It had great fraud. Yeah, I didn't pay attention. I wasn't doing it for a podcast. So I'm like, oh, great frog effects. And Rowdy Piper's in it. I like him. And there's also a boob, I think, in it. And so I'm like, and I'm not talking about the guy that plays Looney Tunes,
right.
Character.
Yes.
Anyway. And then I actually had to watch it for this show and kind of didn't like it that much.
No, so, I saw it way back, I think 1990.
Really?
And I remember nothing of it except for frogs.
Yeah,
I think I was also like hanging out with a friend and not paying close attention.
So find a friend.
We were punching each other. And I was like,
Yeah, that's all right. This is a movie best enjoyed while someone's punching you.
Yes.
So that's the way to watch it. So anyway, yes, you can say whatever the hell you want about this film because,
well, just saying it opens up with a guy covered in a costume. You can't see his face, and this human calls him Squiddles,
something like that.
Something like you would hear on SpongeBob SquarePants today.
And then he tells him Greeners. Guns.
Well, he pulls out a gun to shoot this human, and the human's like, you know the rules. You Squidlesses, I don't know, or Greeners can't have guns.
Greeners can't have guns. They shoot some ants.
He shoots them, and then we get the title, right?
Well, then the guy's all covered up, and you hear a ribbit.
Yes, a ribbit.
Yeah, then we get a title. Find out. We see a wanted poster. Sam Hell is the name of our lead. That is Rowdy Piper.
Is he Hellman or Sam Hell?
That's a great question.
I thought it was Hellman once.
So I wrote down Hellman once because someone calls him Hellman. Past that, they call him Sam Hell the entire rest of the time.
But he didn't want people to know he was a descendant of the people who made Hellman's mayonnaise.
There would have been a bias towards him.
Yes.
But obviously he's the titular character. of hell for Hell Comes to Frogtown. Spoiler alert. He is going to go to Frogtown.
Well, we meet him because he's being beaten up in a chair by this man who's important to the plot.
Yes.
Whose name I didn't even write down at the beginning because I don't know.
I didn't either.
He's a big, angry man. He's punching Sam because he dated his daughter.
He was accusing him of sexual assault at first.
And then this military woman comes in.
She says, this man is carrying a loaded weapon.
Yeah, because your daughter's pregnant.
Yes, exactly. So they want him because his boys are swimming.
Because men are fertile in the future.
Exactly. Well, men are not fertile.
They're not fertile. They're futile, and they're but they're not fertile.
Yes, exactly.
So they take him away, and this big angry guy wants to beat up on him. Mm-hmm. And he feels he's angry because women are in charge of too many things.
Sure.
Right? Maybe this movie's ahead of its time, Kablasto. That's what's going on today.
I don't pay attention to what's going on. So,
but that's what he's angry about. Women are.
I see equality everywhere I look in. But.
He feels women are in charge of too many things. I don't know if you noticed that. That's his big beef.
You want to know something great?
You made a list.
No.
Oh.
The opposite. That's the opposite of great, Tim. I didn't realize this guy beating up Sam was the same guy
that shows up at the end
from the checkpoint.
Oh no, I didn't realize that. No.
Yeah. Okay. So, and also the end.
But I made a list.
Yeah.
Of things he's pissed off that women are in charge of.
Okay, let's hear it.
That he thinks men should be in charge of.
Okay.
So he's mad that women are in charge of Bill Cosby facts.
That's good.
Women are in charge of model train sets.
That's you channeling.
Women are in charge of killing spiders. Women are in charge of designing fleshlights.
Oh, interesting.
And women are in charge of killing spiders with fleshlights. So
good God. I don't know what a fleshlight is. But
I don't either. I looked it up.
I'll Google it later.
It sounded funny.
So speaking of fleshlights, making babies is their business, our only business.
These two women. One is, do we want to give their names?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh. One is Spangler? And the other one I just called
Spangle. No,
Spangle.
You're thinking Ghostbusters.
Oh.
I was too.
Blonde woman, Spangle, and there's a brunette who I just call Corporal. I never hear her name. She's like a military woman.
I might have heard her. I don't. Hold on. Her name is Sentinella.
Ooh, Sentinella.
Yeah.
That's a candle.
And, and the blonde scientist lady, Spangle, which I might just call the blonde lady.
Spangle.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Spangle.
Spangle, okay. She played Valeria in Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
that's why she was kind of built. She was like muscular.
Yeah. Sandal Bergman, I believe that's her name. So anyway, in case you recognize her or...
Yeah, they put a metal chastity belt on him, so he won't use it unless they want him to, I guess.
Government codpiece. So there's a flap if he has to urinate, but otherwise, it's set to blow basically if he tries to get away. I don't care if I'm jumping ahead a little.
Connected to her earrings in the future.
Yeah. She's got one earring to deactivate it. It'll beep if he's out of range, and then she could blow it by pressing her other earring. So.
Well, I just wanted to say he's not very well defined because they say you're ours now. You signed this contract. You just have to impregnate a bunch of women, and he seems like a barbarian Mad Max kind of guy.
Sure.
Who, not that I thought he'd be like, "God, sounds good to me. A job." Impregnating women, but he's like, no, I'm out of here.
They say all charges will be dropped by MedTech, which is the company, if he'll work for them.
Yeah, and he still is not interested, right? It's anyway.
Well, it's that whole, it's meant to be.
It's kind of comical. This movie's comical.
Yes.
Tries to be, and we're going to get to some places where I'm like, this shouldn't be a comedy.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But the war reduced the male population by 68% as well. And so they basically just need to repopulate.
Yep.
So they need to, they have fertile women. They got stolen. They're in Frogtown and they need to get them back. And then once they get him back, they need him to impregnate them.
So Yeah, that doesn't explain why they have to bring him with them.
You're right. That makes absolutely no sense.
He should have stayed where he was safe. But they get in a pink car, just two women. Corporal has a gun on the top of the car.
Mounted to it.
It's very 80s in that the corporal wears a little skimpy top, always sweaty.
No, that's medtech.
It's medtech.
Standard gear. It's the post-apocalyptic desert wasteland. You need to stay cool.
I get it. So they go out in the desert. They go by this checkpoint you're talking about. And I didn't think that was the same guy either, because why is he out there suddenly?
I didn't think so either. He's got a very gravelly voice.
He tells them they're not supposed to go out into the desert, but lets them go.
We see some dudes at the Border Patrol. It's basically a Border Patrol with frog stomper patches on. And so there's, I'm like, okay, cool. We've got some cool world building.
Yeah. I was enjoying this up to a certain point.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see if it's the same point.
Yeah. And so, it starts off pretty good. Like, there's going to be this is going to be, a well thought out romp.
So he has to go to pee. And this is where we find out, because he thinks he can run away, that his codpiece zaps his testicles if he gets too far from her earrings. Yeah. And this is still being comedy, but it's weird. Again, very 80s. The Spangle takes off her clothes. She brought along like frilly lingerie.
So wait.
What?
Not to ruin the eroticism of him telling the story. But all I could think was Suicide Squad with the whole exploding codpiece.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about the comics.
The comics, yes.
Yeah, because they would wear like collars, I think.
I thought you were talking about Suicide Squad, the
comic
historical book.
What's the historical book?
I don't know. I don't know what a Suicide Squad you're even thinking of.
Really? The comic book?
The comic book, yeah. But what else would I think it is?
DC. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Tim, I don't want to know what you think. What goes on in your head? Anyway, so regardless, yes. So she has her, yes.
And again, I'm confused about him. He just seems like this tough, brainless guy. And he's like, not interested.
Well, you really jumped ahead.
No, this is when she tries to seduce him.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell the story.
What else happened? She finally does entice him, but they accidentally touch her earring and zap his balls. Is that what happens? I looked away for a second.
Jesus.
What?
You're the host of the podcast. You need people tune in for you as the expert of seduction.
I am an expert of seduction.
Rowdy
You're interrupting me.
Okay, go ahead.
Isn't that what happened?
It is.
And so he's like, damn it, you zapped my balls. And she walks away.
She has camouflage underwear. Stretches. She says that she is trained in the art of seduction.
Right.
And,
true.
He's like, you look terrific in that light. See you in the morning.
Yeah.
Kind of doing an Indiana Jones.
They're trying to do that thing, yes.
Shtick or whatever. And he, in a sleeping bag.
It's Diane and Sam at Cheers. Come on.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's a Ted Danson themed episode.
Ted Danson callback. And his name is Sam. So there you go.
Sam.
Yep. She said, I thought a man of your reputation might still be hungry. And he said, I'm full. She's like, are you sure? He's like, well, maybe not.
Yes.
And then she zaps him by hitting her with the earring and finds out that she was doing her job to keep him highly stimulated. And
okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, there you go. That's why I'm here. That's why you have a co-host.
I was writing notes and lists.
That's what the people tune in for. So.
And then the corporal tries to seduce him.
Yeah.
And he's also willing.
Yeah, she's cleaning her gun and witnesses the whole thing.
And she's the one that signed the contract to be topless, because Spangle does not take her clothes off.
Correct.
Corporal does.
Yep.
And again, very 80s. This is what happened in 80s movies. It was part of the script, make sure a lady took her top off. I'm just saying. This is the kind of movie we're dealing with.
So the blonde lady zaps his crotch again with the earring and says, you're out of your uniform, Corporal.
Yeah.
And then, that's us, the audience, cracking up at this hilarious bit.
Yes.
And then next day they end up at the reservation. That's what I wrote down.
Yeah, they say something. There's a sign that says, they're warned not to go on the Frog reservation.
Okay.
Because I think he looks at them again. Every time they go somewhere, Sam is like, where are we going now? We're going to get me in trouble.
It says, you two ladies must have moons for balls.
Yeah.
That's an exact quote.
It is.
And then, so here, this might have been what you were hinting at earlier. They're telling him, like, you signed a contract and he said, yeah, to fuck for freedom, which
yes,
I think someone was hoping that would end up on a t-shirt or a hat or something.
It did.
But,
I own that.
Okay, well, it's hastily sharpied onto your glasses right now. But so he throws the contract out through the top of the vehicle that they're in, and then his crotch starts beeping.
Well, no, he wanted to go pee, or they kick him out for doing that, and he has to run to keep up, or else his crotch, his balls will get zapped.
Yeah, so he's out of distance, and then they're just there waiting for him.
I just mixed up my scenes.
No, you're good.
Because then at night
it's repetitive.
They see something moving on their monitor, and they chase it around, and it's a woman.
Yep, it's a motion tracker.
Is it one of the women they're looking for?
Well, it's a fertile lady.
It's a fertile lady.
Yep.
Here's where the movie's like, this shouldn't be comedy.
Yeah, so
is this what the part where we're both like... So they bring her back to their camp.
Yeah, this is where the movie gets weird. Go on.
And Spangle's like, well, you need to like fertilize her.
Oh, and so... And
she's like crying, and she's upset that they captured her.
So then Spangle drugs her.
That's the part, I'm like, well, first Hellman, he's like, again, I don't know what his personality... His true responses should be like, well, she's crying and you captured her. I'm not going to rape her. But he's like, well, I need a little atmosphere, huh? I don't know. He's just like saying things like that. And I don't know if he's hiding. I don't know.
That's after she gets tranquilized.
No, that's before, because she's so upset. And that's when Spangle says she's no good to us upset. And she drugs her. She gives her a shot in the butt.
And then
that they can date rape her, basically.
Well, yeah, and he says things like, "She's never even brushed her teeth."
I know.
She's not my type. And then he's like, "A little chemistry, a little atmosphere would be nice."
Yeah.
So,
Spangle dances for
exactly,
her.
Exactly. That's when she says that she's been trained in seduction techniques,
and she gets embarrassed.
Yeah, and
he's says, like, "Okay."
Which I hate to give this movie the credit, but that scene of her dancing and getting embarrassed is. There's a callback to that later for a character arc.
Yes.
For character development. Which, God. Anyway, but yeah, it's like, I'm not a machine. You can't just you can turn off and on whenever you want.
Right.
So anyway. Yeah.
So you can make a movie about this subject, but this movie is kind of a comedy. So it's like you're date raping this woman.
And then it gets weird because he's like, Spangle, put your blouse back on. Which we're like, okay, good. But then he's like, take your glasses off. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna not go into that. But
this is a world where they didn't. All knowledge of Bill Cosby was erased. They only had Young Sheldon.
Oh no!
And did your dad talk to you about this? Do you know Young Sheldon has a spinoff?
No.
Yep, it's called George and Mandy's First Marriage. I'm not kidding. It's a spin-off of Young Sheldon.
Oh, my God.
I don't know who those characters are.
You can edit this out.
Because you watch it.
No. Oh. I was forced to watch an episode, and I found it so bland and boring. Okay. You can leave this in. But the 11-year-old fucking loves that show.
Yeah, kids love it.
Yeah, which is fine. And then she can't watch Big Bang Theory because she can't watch a show with a laugh track. She hates a laugh track.
You don't allow her to?
No, no. She can listen. She's
you're anti-laugh track. You're like, you're going to grow up listening to quality comedy.
We grew up with laugh tracks. She did not, and so she is good watching Young Sheldon and gets the jokes.
I see. She saw it first.
Yeah. And so then she tried to watch Big Bang Theory, and she's like, I can't with the laugh track.
It's like if you see the prequels of Star Wars first, you watch the later ones. You're like, why aren't they explaining the Force? Why don't they mention the
where's Jar Jar?
Mitochondrions or whatever they're called?
Midichlorians. Yeah. The whole time you're like, where's Jar Jar? It's the man.
Where's Jar Jar?
Is the man under the black mask Jar Jar? Because I haven't seen him in this movie yet. That must be it. Is it a guy in the shiny flamboyant robot? That must be Jar Jar. You know, the bucket. He's in the bucket. That's Jar Jar.
The tin bin.
Yes, exactly. So, that old wrinkly man in the cloak. That's Jar Jar. There he is. Okay. So,
just tell him Jar Jar's the one that got his arm cut off in the bar.
That's right. So, Okay. So yeah, then by the way, the masked character earlier is watching them from afar.
Yes. Sand person.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That was a Star Wars reference, everyone, not some sort of racial profile.
Or they're called sand people. Sand people.
They are. Tusken Raiders.
So they go into Frogtown, right? They walk in. Oh, what?
Sorry. Let's just end this horrible scene.
End the scene. I thought we were done with it.
We're not, because the next morning,
that's right.
The lady is normal.
Because Spangle says, "Who cleaned her up?"
Yeah, that, but also mentally, she's normal.
Yeah.
And so, she tells them, like, hey, I escaped, I guess. She says Frogtown's like a day and a night away, and they give her a tracker so she'll be picked up. And they're like, don't worry, mothers are national heroes. You'll be treated like a queen. So also, she's immediately pregnant.
I know.
So, whatever.
She's happy.
Yeah, it's okay. So
thanks for drugging me.
So the blonde lady changes into her slave Leia outfit to keep the theme going. And says, like, if her earrings lose contact with her body, then the equipment blows.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, other than us at home, which I know you were trying to come up with ways to break this movie, that I don't think it ever comes up again.
No.
In the course of this movie.
That's the worst place to put your electronical control device.
Seriously. Megan has lost earrings just, walking from room to room.
Right.
So let alone this guy is, potentially going to lose his genitals. So yeah, they go into Frogtown, they go to a bar.
And he's pretending she is his prisoner, Sam's prisoner.
Like they did with Chewbacca.
With with Chewbacca.
Yep, where they pretend.
By the way.
Yeah?
Is this a good place to talk about this?
To go what? I don't know.
Have you ever the beginning of Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm more interested in that than this. Go ahead.
Their plan, it makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
If you think about everything that happens to them.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
No, I just want to make sure you knew that too.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like Luke's surprised he gets sucked down to fight with the creature,
Rancor.
The Rancor. They're not prepared for anything, but when they're on the sand barge, the whole plan comes together. But anyway,
over the Sarlacc pit. Yeah.
So people just think about the stuff that happens.
None of it makes sense, because basically the only thing they planned was for R2-D2 to be hiding Luke's lightsaber. That's the whole plan.
Yes, that's the whole plan.
Past that,
they get discovered. They defrost.
Han and Leia gets caught.
Yep.
And so basically, sure, everyone was there. Lando was in disguise. 3PO was there. Which, what the hell is he gonna do? What the hell did he do?
I think he was a translator.
And
serving drinks.
I mean, what did he do to help the situation?
he operated the fleshlights. That's what he's doing.
Exactly. So
anyway,
yes,
that's a divergence. Just want to make sure I wasn't the only one.
Should we just do Return of the Jedi one of these
days? It's too good. It's an Oscar winner, right? That won like 10 Oscars.
We're already ripping it apart, though.
So they go
loony.
They go to a frog's bar, strip club bar, where there's a lady frog. Her costume's not good. She's just a lady with a frog head.
Yeah, so the frog costumes come in all shapes and sizes.
They're very good and then very lame.
She looks kind of like Greta, the female gremlin from Gremlins 2.
Yes.
if it was someone wearing a human mask of that character.
Right.
It's horrific.
And did you see all the frog strippers you could choose from? They were on the wall.
No, I didn't.
Their names. There was Toad Flowers, and there was Tadpole Dancer. There was Lily Patty.
Okay.
You didn't see her name? There was Hooter, the owl frog. There was Hoppy, the one-legged stripper frog.
Ooh.
There was Kinky, the three-legged stripper frog. Precious Waters was there.
Oh, God.
Also Betty Croker again. She jumps out of cakes.
She's got bills to pay.
Yeah. Anyway.
So they run into this character named
Lonnie or Looney.
Lonnie O'Toole is his name.
Lonnie O'Toole.
And they call him Looney Tunes because he's so crazy.
He is.
That's what he says.
They thought he was dead, just like Snake Plissken. Was it Piskin? Did I say it wrong?
It's Plissken.
Plissken. They thought he was dead, like Snake Plissken.
Snake Piss Skin is what you call
It's a good movie. We should talk about that movie now.
I don't know if Escape from New York is a good movie, honestly.
It's good. No, it's good.
Okay. I haven't seen it in a while. Escape from LA I've seen more recently. Oof. That's what we could talk about.
Okay.
So
he's there digging for uranium. That's part of the plot.
Yes.
And Sam's like, why do they want uranium? He's like, I don't know, but they buy it. I get a cut. And that's why I'm here.
Yep.
And the stripper frog that's got the lame costume says,
I love you.
I love you. And that's code for things are going as planned, I guess.
That's their contact. That means everything's going to plan so far. Which, listen, we could talk about the plan in this movie because there is none.
There is no plan.
There's no freaking plan. So,
they're there to rescue these ladies, and at no point do I know how they plan to rescue these ladies.
What the plan is? No, it seems like a mess. Especially, like you said, them having Sam's character there,
yes,
who doesn't even know what the plan is. Why even have him?
No,
it makes no sense. So Lenny's eating his goulash of boiled baby lizard and ground tortoise, which apparently those creatures aren't sentient, but frogs are.
Yeah.
So, but I will say my favorite character in the movie shows up, Leroy, who's this amazing frog man in a white suit with a red ascot and a red fez.
They did good work on him.
He is great, and he's like swimming goggles on his eyes.
Yes, I think so.
But it's just like the pupils of his eyes. I don't know. But that character is my favorite frog in this movie. Yep. Anyway, he gives Sam a real beer. Says it's only slightly radioactive.
Yes. He
mentions the character's name, Commander Toty.
Which I looked it up as Toty, and I'm like,
I know.
Why didn't you just do Toady?
I know.
Toady.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And actually, I spelled it right for somehow in my notes. So, and bull is the other one. So we just do bullfrog, bull, and then do toady, which also makes sense if he's second in command. So
Bull is in charge of this place, and the frog in the white suit was negotiating without his permission, and so Bull pays a certain amount of money for Spangle.
Yep.
As his, I guess, sex slave. That's what they are buying these women for.
And Bull's got an eye patch and a whip.
You know how he lost his eye?
How did he? How to?
He poked it with a tadpole.
That's good. That's good.
So he takes her away. I think. Where am I here with my notes?
He does. And my favorite line of the movie, which if you find a clip on YouTube makes this movie very watchable, is basically Leroy, who I don't think you see him later in this movie, unfortunately, but Leroy's arguing over her along with Sam.
Yeah.
And Bull ends up yelling, "Shut your hole!" when he's hearing about like a private barter. that line is great.
That was worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
We can overlook the date rape.
No. What I'm saying is, if you look this movie up on YouTube, you'll see a clip of this.
Yes.
Like 3 seconds.
And that's it.
And be like, this movie looks insane. I need to see it. And then you go to watch it, and you're like, ooh, there was 3 seconds of good movie in this hour and a half slog.
So Toady takes hell and wants to cut off his codpiece because he thinks it's cool tech. And he gets a chainsaw. Meanwhile, Spangle is tied up in a room where these women are kind of fanning her for a ritual.
Yes.
And again, she had no plan, but she whispers to them, "What are you doing? I'm here to rescue you." And they're all like, there's no hope for us or whatever, something like that. Right? Am I doing a good job?
You just keep going.
Keep going.
You blaze over a whole potential sex scene with Sam and the frog lady.
Oh, I know.
Where he makes her wear a bag over her head.
That's right. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Fine. But, I figured it was deliberate.
But he was trying to escape her. He wasn't being mean.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so. Well, you know how he escapes her?
Puts a bag over her head.
No, she's walking with him, and she just falls into some wires and says, "Go on without her."
Oh, that's right.
It's so odd.
I think he often puts bags over ladies' heads. That's all.
Well, to be fair,
it's his thing. That's why I wasn't interested in Spangle or the other girl.
It could be. It was a burlap sack, not like a plastic bag. So, but anyway,
she could breathe. Don't worry, people. So you think people are worried she can't breathe?
Yes, exactly.
So he does. Toady does cut off his belt.
Yep, and he says it's wired to blow.
Yeah, and he chainsaws it off, and Sam goes, "It did blow up. She lied to me." Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Of course." And of course, then it blows up on Toady.
I wrote down Bull.
Is it Bull?
Bull? Yeah, it
okay.
is. Believe me, it's hard to keep track.
But Bull chases to the end.
Dude, I don't know.
I think Toady blew up. Toad is there chasing him to the end.
Toad
or does Toady chase him to the end? Wait, who has one eye?
Bull.
Isn't he the guy that chases him to the end?
No, it's Toady. It's
okay.
Toady.
All right.
Toady's
Let me
the big
quickly
bad.
rewrite my revenge sequel.
Okay. Yeah. I took extensive notes about who's who, so I'm pretty sure on this one.
Okay. And it's a mess here. They run around inside.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
Blonde lady's taking away. She's going to do a dance.
For the three snakes, yes.
Yes. For the three snakes. And she tells them that
we don't know what that is.
To rescue. Yes. And there's a ceremony to awaken her body.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
Yep. And then, like we said.
She dances for Bull or Toady?
She dances for Toady. Yeah.
Is this the character growth you're talking about? We get back.
Yes. Yeah. So she.
What is the character growth? Tell me.
The character growth is she does this dance of seduction earlier, and she does it poorly because I'm filling in the blanks here. This is a very textbook science woman versus a actual experience based.
She's like Spock.
Yes, exactly. And so now she does this dance to stay alive, which is what they basically tell her, and. You find out. Go ahead, Tim.
I'm going to say she's like Spock or young Sheldon for you younger listeners.
But there's no younger listeners. Anyway.
So yeah.
So she, I say her dancing still looks ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
But it's supposed to be her being better at it.
And for a movie like this, she had a whole bunch of white, what do you call it? Flowy gowns on.
Yes.
And this is very 80s. I'm really surprised. She was in. Which movie? She was with
Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, so she's kind of a big star. I guess she got to say, "Hey, I don't want to be naked," but I was surprised they weren't having her dance in some tiny slave Leah bikini.
Yeah, she's wearing like
it's not very revealing. It's just like
bathing suit.
Yeah, but with white flowing robes.
Yeah. But
just something I noticed.
So it does the job, and
the three snakes. Did you say what they are?
Yeah, well, Toady says you've aroused the three snakes.
Yes.
And as soon as he used the word aroused, I had a pretty good idea.
Right.
So he lifts his loincloth. Luckily, we don't have to see any of it.
No, it's just.
And she says, "I ain't going near any of those things." So, and then she says that I just thought of some new steps, and she kicks him in the crotch.
Yep.
Which.
And why would he have three penises though?
It makes no sense.
What's with threes in movies? There's the three-breasted lady in Total Recall. Yes. There's three angels in Charlie's Angels. There's three men and a baby. It's the three Jonas Brothers. It's Mickey Rooney's three nipples. The three shots fired at JFK, supposedly. There were four wise men, but the CIA shot one of them. So.
That's how it's like a Christmas movie.
It is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
she kicks him. Sorry.
There's a bunch. No, you're fine. There's nothing to interrupt.
She takes her chain and she wraps it around Toad's neck.
That's what I was waiting to have happen.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
His tongue sticks out.
So Looney shows up and is shooting
he helps
a flare gun and whatever. That character is so useless that I'm not going to bother talking about him. But the what's her name?
He shoots a flare for the corporal.
Yeah,
who I forgot about. I don't know why she didn't sneak along and help them. Why didn't she? So the corporal.
Well, he shoots a flare at the guards, and then they get all scared, and then he later shoots a flare to actually, bring in the corporal. But
she drives in with her pink car and her machine gun.
Yeah.
Basically, they all get in the car. I don't know if I'm leaving out any details.
Yes, there's one I'm trying to say.
And Looney dies. You want to talk about Looney's death scene?
Jesus, Tim, is my audio on?
Yes.
So there is a key scene, which means nothing, where the blonde lady Spangle notices that Sam has a heart necklace, which I don't think we've ever seen.
No.
And then he's like, "Is that your wife's?" Or she was like, "Is that your wife's?" She's like, "It was my daughter's." It's out of nowhere.
Right. I didn't even remember that. And I didn't write it down.
And she says, the war was a long time ago. And he goes, not for me. And this is happening like during a shootout.
During a shootout.
So then the military lady, the corporal, shows up, says, you boys going to eat dirt or lead, to a bunch of guards outside, and then they drop to the ground.
These guards are Doctor Who level frog costumes from the 70s.
They really are. They really are. So I would think, okay. Yeah. They spent all their budget on the one guy sitting in the bar.
Yes, with white suit. So it turns into a car chase.
Yes. And it's not a very... I just once again blacked out. So
they just car chase and they shoot missiles at the pink car that Rowdy. All the girls are in it, by the way. They rescued all the girls.
We never see Looney fight anyone really. He shoots a flare at the feet of some guys, and then he's coming out and he's like kind of bloody, and then he dies in the back of the car, and he's just surrounded by women, and he had some line about who knows what.
He says it's buried under big W. That's what he says. Nobody gets that joke.
What a good joke, Tim. I know exactly what that means.
But Roddy Piper did his big acting there. That was his, Can you
hear me typing to see what your jokes are?
What did Rocky say when...
you know what? I had It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World in my pile of movies to watch.
Ooh, wow. Yeah. Uncut? Yeah. Unedited, probably.
I have the Criterion version.
Oh, so that's like 6 hours you're going to be watching that.
God. I didn't realize
Have you never seen that?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, they just collected all the comedians of that day and just shoved them in a big movie, right? You know the whole concept.
No.
Wow. Even the Three Stooges have a cameo. Sorry, spoilers.
No, that's good.
Even the Little Rascals.
I hope you're not kidding.
They're adults, though.
Yeah. Oh no.
Except for
the kid that died.
Except for Alfalfa, who got shot trying to get more money out of a guy after he found his dog.
Well, also the fat kid, he died.
The one that they called like Fatty. Oh, that's sad.
I think he died.
Well, I think they're all dead now. That's I want to know the truth.
I don't want to know the truth. So am I going to be watching It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World? It'll be like when I watch the Looney Tune cartoons.
Just be texting me the whole time, asking me what.
I will. It's where they had the cameos in Looney Tunes, and I'm like, I know that's someone, I don't know who it is.
You'll know who Mickey Rooney is.
I'll be like, yeah, that's that man who murdered his wife.
I think the youngest comedian in that movie is Milton Berle, maybe.
Oh no! Oh no!
So
he was 62 in that.
Yes.
God.
So they get stopped in the desert on this chase, just like Herman Dietrich, is that his name, from Raiders of the Lost Ark? Same scene. He's got a rocket launcher and he stops them from a cliff.
Which character was Herman?
No, I'm saying it's just like Herman Dietrich in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's the guy in Raiders who has the missile launcher in the desert and he stops them. He says, "Give me the ark or I'll just blow it up." That guy. Do you remember that scene?
That was Indiana Jones that said that.
Oh, wow. Isn't that weird how your memory works?
Yeah. You mean it doesn't? But yeah.
Herman's the one that said, "Go ahead, blow it up."
Yeah.
You want to see what's in it?
Yeah. And no, that wasn't Herman that said that either.
Yes.
That was no, it wasn't. It was the guy from the opening scene.
Really?
What's
his name then? Tell me, Mr. Smarty Pants.
I should know. I've got like an action figure of him. Hold on.
Never mind.
Raiders.
But this is an important plot point. This man.
That's Bellick. So
the man that stops in the desert suddenly at the end of the movie is the same man who was beating up Sam Hellman at the beginning of the movie, who's still ranting that it's not a man's world anymore. And and he wants to get rid of these frogs and these bitches. Yes.
We find out that it says the armed dealer was due to the border, blah, blah, blah. But he's also like dealing weapons.
Because he wants to blow up the frogs and the bitches.
Sam has a sword all of a sudden, by the way. I don't know where the sword came from.
That's later.
Okay, go ahead.
Isn't it?
Do your thing. The sword shows up while he's in the car during the car chase. You can see it on his back.
Okay, I didn't see where that happened.
Yeah, I think they cut him getting a sword. Came out of nowhere.
But he does get into hand-to-hand combat with that guy and kill him.
He throws a sword through the bad guy.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he goes after that guy.
Oh,
and yes,
with the man.
Yeah, with a weird nostril.
Yes, he killed him. Are we up to that where he killed him?
No, he didn't kill him yet. So Sam throws the sword through him. Then he goes after him. I said, dude with the weird nostril with a sword through him is still alive.
Yep.
And he goes to use a bazooka, but Sam hears him.
Yes.
Because
that weird nostril, it goes.
Yes.
It whistles.
Yes, exactly. And so Sam turns around and shoots him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then he's dead.
Yes, then he's dead.
Oh, then he hangs off a cliff, just like
no, that's the frog.
Oh, that's the
frog. Yeah, I was going to go there too, but no, that's the frog. So there's a distant explosion. The vehicle's blown up. The bad frog shows up, which is
Toady.
He basically, this is when he points the bazooka at him.
Yes, and
he
it
says,
doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work, but his pistol does. But then he runs out of ammo.
Yep.
And then they do a fist fight on a ledge.
It's a joke, just like Raiders Lost Ark.
The
gun doesn't work, so that's why he's got a sword.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. And also the fist fight in the ledge, I was getting original Star Trek vibes.
Oh, I was going to say it's from Star Trek 3 when Kirk and Korg, isn't it Korg, are fighting on the cliff and the planet's like.
It's been a bit for me with Star Trek 3. Honestly.
Kirk says the planet, it's disintegrating around us, and Korg says, exhilarating, isn't it? You remember this?
Oh shit, I remember.
And then he falls out, and then he's hanging from the cliff, and Kirk says, I have had enough of you.
I need to watch that again. I remember exhilarating, isn't it? But yeah.
And that was Doc playing him.
Which Doc?
Back to the Future Doc.
Oh, really?
You don't remember? That's him playing that Klingon.
Man, wait a minute. Which is the one? I thought 3 was the Search for Spock.
Yeah, that's him. That's the episode where they fight on the Genesis planet.
Movie.
Falling apart.
Which is the one with the whales? Is that 4?
4th one.
Okay.
You know who played the whale?
Who's him?
That was him again.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll take any role, big or small. Anyway, so yeah, he does a groin kick. There's eye poking. As expected, Toady is falling over the ledge and grabs Sam's leg. Sam manages to grab the sword and cut Toady's hand, which you see it, but it's not. You don't even see it like it come off.
No,
it's not very violent. He falls to his death.
His death, and they ride home.
He kisses the blonde. And then they say, save yourself for the fertiles. And he says, I've got enough. And then she tries to zap him and then realizes he's unleashed.
Yes.
But he chose to stay around despite all that. And then he gives the gunner lady the necklace from his daughter for no reason.
Yeah.
And then they're talking about, like, when you're done with your duties. They're talking about going on vacation together. He said, when you're done with your duties, looks at the car full of women and says, I guess what they say is true. A soldier's work is never done.
I know.
And then it just ends.
I know. Wow.
It's bad. None of the lines are clever or fun other than that one frog yelling.
Except when she said, you got to do your duties first. And he's like, oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad to be out of that metal diaper finally.
Yes.
So, speaking of which. Yeah, you know how this movie is like Christmas?
How?
Baby Jesus wore a diaper made of cloth, and Sam wore a diaper made out of metal.
Okay.
Sam's mission to rescue fertile women and rebuild humanity isn't that much different from Mary being a fertile woman and giving birth through immaculate conception to save humanity.
Okay.
It's very wordy.
That's what? That's your wording?
I said that's very wordy.
It is. Come on.
So, whatever. I also wrote, Jesus was formed through immaculate conception to save humanity. Sam Howell has to impregnate women to save humanity. Wow. I don't know which is better, which is worse. And also...
Why wasn't it, there were 3 wise men and Toady had 3 penises? Come on.
That's good. just edit that in as you said it. So
you know how it's like Star Wars? Or we're not done, I'm sorry.
No, not done. So I have 2 other ways that this is like Christmas. Jesus was visited by 3 wise men.
Yeah.
And the blonde lady was visited by 3 penises.
Nice. I like that one.
Okay, good. So let's see. How Comes to Frogtown and Christmas are all about finding light in the darkness, bringing people together, and embracing the unexpected.
Okay.
That's all.
Wow.
See, it's exactly like Christmas.
Well, I appreciate your joining in.
Yes. Okay, so do a Star Wars thing that you do.
Well, how's this? I usually explain how these movies are like Star Wars.
Okay.
Or how Star Wars ripped them off, depending on the year they came out. But
also, Tim, for you young Sheldon fans, does not refer to it as A New Hope. He just calls it Star Wars.
Yes,
because he's
the original.
Yes. I
don't know if you know this, but all the androids in Star Wars, they wore an exploding chastity belt, just like Sam Hellman did in this movie, because they were basically slaves. These
restraining belts, not very different.
Restraining belts, because people in Star Wars were always trying to have sex with these androids.
It's good.
Did you notice? Do you think Luke likes R2-D2 better than C-3PO? Did you always get that feeling?
It's obvious.
Yeah, I felt bad for C-3PO as a kid.
I like 3PO.
I don't understand the whole.
He's annoying.
The people pretend like they care about them, but in the first or second movie, there's a scene where Luke says, "C-3PO, shut down and be quiet. You're being annoying." Yeah,
which
he just treats him like shit.
No. Come
on, you don't do that to your friends.
That is not what happens in that scene. 3PO says, if you're all set, I'm just going to shut down for a while. And so Luke says, go right ahead.
Is you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
Is there no time he yells at him to please shut yourself down?
No, he does. He doesn't tell him to shut down, but he says 3PO, shut down all the blah blah.
Okay. Maybe I. Yeah. Wow. Is this the what's that effect called?
The Mandela.
The Mandela effect.
Yes.
I think it is the Mandela effect. Oh my
Hamilton
God.
Effect.
I'll have to watch this movie again.
You should watch Star Wars.
But I am confused because then R2 gets shot while they're attacking the Death Star, and Luke's like, "Oh my God!" And I'm like, "Well, you can just rebuild it, right? What, these things have souls?"
You could probably bust their memory. They could.
But they act like they're friends, but they're just machines. It's a weird thing. I don't understand it in Star Wars.
Tim is a racist towards robots.
But they're not. Anyway, it's weird. They act like they care about them. They're not real.
Do you want me to go into a whole?
No. I'm sure that Disney will make a show all about how droids...
that was the end of it. Do you want me to go into a hole?
Go into a hole and die?
Yes, die. Like Luke wants 3PO to do. So.
Or Yoda.
Yes. Oh, no.
Now we do revenge. I do.
What, that's all? There's no more Star Wars connections?
That's it. I had one. One's all you need.
Okay, that's fine.
You were right. You're writing a Bible.
Yeah. It is that time of year, Tim.
So Toady.
Yes.
I did write down the right name. Toady.
Yeah, good.
Guess what? Toady landed on his 3 snakes, and he actually survived. He's hard to kill.
Okay.
And he wanted revenge on Sam Hellman, or Sam Hell.
Especially since he's missing a hand.
Yeah.
And with 3 snakes, you need at least 2. So.
Yeah, things are pouring for him lately. And it took him a little time to recover. Hey, don't amphibians grow their limbs back?
Yes. No, actually, I don't know.
All right, never mind.
Lizards do.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
And these are lizards, right? The guy says he hates lizards.
Yes, sure.
So he took a little time to recover, and he fixed up his vehicle. And it was rainy season when his car was ready to begin his journey back to MedTech. He was going to follow Sam back to MedTech and get his revenge.
Okay.
He heard that Sam Hell hung out in a town near MedTech, a town called Frogtown. It was named after one of the few bands people knew of before the apocalypse called Foghat.
Oh, boy.
You like Foghat?
I don't know any Foghat songs.
Thus, Toti, not Toady, began his journey. But
I'm guessing you are a Foghat fan.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Slow ride.
He began his journey, but on his drive, he had to travel through the new town known as Scorpion Town. Okay. It was a mutant town where all the people there were mutant members of a Scorpion tribute band.
Oh, God.
One of the few other bands people knew of from before the apocalypse. Scorpions. Okay. You like the Scorpions?
Sure, Tim. I like all these bands.
Winds of Change? Come on.
Yes.
One of the people who lived there looked like lead vocalist Klaus Mine, but called herself Helen Meany. She wanted to go to MedTech with Toti so she could steal some female groupies for her Scorpion tribute concerts. And Toti, he needed gas money for his car, so if Helen had the bucks, she could come along. as long as she didn't sing any Scorpion songs. Scorpion songs drove the frog race insane. Okay, got that?
This is a bad pairing. Yes.
So they drove.
He's setting himself up for failure.
Well, you need the money.
Yeah, okay.
What was money called? It wasn't called dollars. I forget. Lily pads?
Sure.
Flies. They traded dead flies for currency in Frogtown, I think. So they drove, and Helen Meany kept looking for the tape deck so she could play her Scorpion albums. But Toady yelled at her and reminded her that Scorpion music would melt his brain. So Helen Meany apologized. She said, it's in my nature. And she reached for a Hootie and the Blowfish album. But Toady yelled at her again and said, no Hootie. I just had to stick that in there. So
I was just saying, okay. Is that just a knock against Hootie and the Blowfish? Yep. I thought Blowfish was meant to tie into
That's a knock against Kevin's favorite band, Hootie and the Blowfish.
God.
So they get to the river. There's a river formed in the rainy season that stood between them and Frogtown. Mm-hmm. And Toady said, well, I can swim. And Helen says, well, no, I paid my money. You're not leaving me behind. I'm going to Frogtown with you.
Please tell me.
And Toady says, okay, you can ride on my back.
Oh, God.
But you promised not to sing any Scorpion songs, right?
Oh my God.
So Helen says, of course, trust me.
I'm now face palming through the rest of the story. Continue.
So Toady swims across, and Helen's on his back, and she starts to sing a Limp Bizkit song. And Toady is like, that sucks, but okay, that's better than Scorpion songs. And then Helen starts singing an Ace of Base song.
Wait, Tim, is she singing Nookie?
Yes.
Okay.
Then she sings an Ace of Base song. And Toady's like, well, that really sucks, but whatever.
Okay.
And then they're almost across.
No, do 8 to 12 more songs.
That's okay.
Yeah, anyway, continue.
Starts to sing Number 9 by the Beatles. Does all the sounds and everything.
What does he say about the Beatles?
He said that song sucks, but okay. Anyway, they're almost across, and Helen Meany starts singing Rock Me Like a Hurricane, and Toady is like, stop it, I can't take it. You're going to kill me with that song. And Helen says...
That's by Scorpions?
Rock Me Like a Hurricane? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And Helen says, sorry, I forgot. It's just in my nature. And she stops singing, but as Toady rocks in the water from the pain of that song, Helen Meany's purse pops open, and her pet scorpion fell out onto the frog, and it stung him. They both drowned. And this movie's called Helen Tries to Go to Frogtown. There's your long walk.
That honestly might be your best revenge story you've ever done on this podcast.
No. Glad George's not here. George would not have made it through that.
That was your best. That was your best revenge story and your best.
Okay. I'll take it. I win an Oscar?
Yep. I think you're ending the revenge theme because you can't top that one.
I can't top it?
No. It was good.
Better than last week. If you were here last week, just don't listen.
I was here, and I don't. I've washed it out of my brain. So anyway,
we talked a long time. Yeah, so that's our holiday episode because frogs green, mistletoe red.
Yep.
Frogs eat mistletoe. I think they're the only animal immune to it.
Mistletoe is green.
Does it have little red berries?
Green. Yes.
There you go.
But why would you go to red? Stick with the green. It's not easy being green, Tim.
No, it's not. Hear those jingle bells in the background?
That's how you know it's our.
Hear that snow falling?
Yes.
Listen to us anywhere podcasts are found. Send us an email at Seddy Bimco with the E at the end.
I'm glad you're
at gmail.com. And follow us on Threads. Melinda Snodgrass follows me. She used to write Star Trek episodes.
Okay, 2 things. 1, I like how you tell people to listen to us at the end of the show where they just listen to us.
Keep listening to us. Tell a friend.
2, did Snodgrass follow you on social media?
Yes.
Or Seddy Bimco?
Me. Okay.
So now you're plugging yourself on Threads. Do it, but just be clear about it. Is Seddy Bimco on Threads?
Yeah. They're both there.
Okay.
Yeah, tell your friends. Say if you work at Needle Drop Records in Rochester, New York, if you work there, tell each person that comes in to listen to Seddy Bimco. Because word of mouth is better than any other advertising that you can pay for on the internet.
That's right.
Hey.
So wait.
Join the Discord, maybe? Makes me nervous. I don't have time to be on the Discord all the time.
Tim.
If you want to be on the Discord, it's a secret.
I'm on there all the time, so don't worry
Email
about it.
Kevin Kablasto.
I will handle
and find out how to get on there.
I will handle the masses at the gate. So whether you get in or not.
All right. Have a happy holiday during this hard time in America.
No. No. Yeah, go spend time with your loved ones, enjoy what you have, and have a great holiday.
Spend time with your loved ones. Yes. Sorry. Back. So next week, George returns. And we're going to watch The Happy Hooker Goes to Washington.
The what goes to Washington?
The Happy Hooker Goes to Washington. Okay. These were a bunch of movies in the 70s. The Happy Hooker does things.
Oh, yeah. It's a holiday miracle.
They're very stupid. So come back and join us for that. All right. We're done.
Okay. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy New Year and holidays. You hear those jingle bells? Bye.
See ya.
This has been a Pity Party Line production.
Party line, it's a party line.
Do you know I have a list of ways that Frogtown is like Washington?
Okay,
you want to know?
It. Yeah.
Neither place likes having fly eating contests because Matt Gaetz always wins.
Good.
Both places are into amphibian rule over reptiles and mammals.
Okay. Ooh, that's, yeah.
Both places love Mitch McConnell, even though it's obvious he's a turtle and thus he's not an amphibian.
That's good too.